Hey guys, Mitch here. So I have purchased a new mower, which is pretty exciting. I got a Gravely ProTurn 48 inch. There's a couple of reasons I went for the Gravely. The first and the main reason I went with Gravely was not necessarily because of the brand or anything like that. It was more to do with the dealer. So when I bought the Skag, off a dealer that was about 2.5 hours away from me. Again, if you watch my Skag review, I didn't comment about that, but that was probably a mistake in its own, dealing with the dealer so far away. Not that it caused me any dramas or anything, but I would recommend dealing with dealers as close to you, or where you mow, your home or whatever, as possible, just for that after-sales support. So the reason I went back to him was because he was willing to trade the Skag in, and he gave me a good price on it. So I bought the Skag for just over $5,000, and he traded it back in for $4,000, which I think was a really good deal. To lose 20% on a machine, I thought was not too bad, and to only cost me sort of just over $1,000 for a whole season was not a bad deal. But obviously, I bought a brand new machine off him. He told me that when I traded the Skag in, that he already had the Skag sold, which is good for him. But all my dealers around where I live and within sort of an hour's drive didn't want to look at it. They just said they couldn't on-sell it, the Skag I'm talking about. They couldn't on-sell it, so it was sort of hard for them to do a trade-in, and I didn't have the cash up front to pay for a brand new mower and keep the Skag, and I wanted to get rid of it anyway because I was pissed off with it. So so this guy wanted the Skag back, which was good for me, and then I bought a new Gravely off him. Now, the second reason I went with Gravely is because I do have two Gravely dealers right near me who I like to deal with. The warranty is valid with them, even though I didn't buy the machine through them. So if I have an issue with the machine, which hopefully I don't, I can always take it into those guys who are dealers who live close by where I work and where I live. So that was the other reason I went with Gravely. So first the trade-in, then secondly was the after-sales support that I can get locally. It's just they wouldn't trade the Skag. I would have bought it off someone closer to home, but this guy was really good to me and looked after me pretty well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to I'll put some photos in this video of the new mower. It's pretty cool. It's actually the first sort of big ticket item in my life that I've ever bought brand new. I've never had a brand new car, never had a brand new mower. All the mowers I've had have been second hand. So it's my first sort of real new thing. So it's pretty exciting to have something that's brand new. Have got bigger than the 36s that I've always had. So I had the Hustler. I've still got the Hustler, which is still a really good mower, but it's just old and a bit sad. So it's that's why, and it has got some issues, but it's nothing too drastic. But it's a 36-inch deck. Then I got the Skag, which was 36 as well, to replace the Hustler. But this time I went with a 48. Typically my properties are a little bit bigger. Out of 175 accounts, I think there's 6 lawns out of the whole lot that I won't be able to do now that I've got a 48. So, and they're not big lawns, they're just ones that I was just sneaking the 36 out the back on. So won't be a big drama, won't be too much, might put an extra couple of minutes on a backyard or whatever that I was getting a 36 into, that I could only get me 21-inch mower into now. So that's a small sacrifice to make, and hopefully that'll, having the 48, my productivity will pick up again. Pro Turn 148, but it was an extra, it was nearly $2.5 grand more expensive to go with that. And the dealer he was sort of, he didn't steer me away from the Pro Turn 148. He said that's, it's a better machine. It's got the FX engine. The one I've got, the Pro Turn 48's got the FS, which is just the next level down. Still a commercial unit, but not quite the FX machine. It's got a different air filter, I think that's one of the main differences. Yeah, the Pro Turn 148 has the air ride seat, which is like a super comfy seat. And I mean, if you're spending like 8 hours a day on a mower, you might want to get the better suspension seat. But on with the residential type mowing that I do, it's not that important to have a really comfy seat. But the seat's fine. I've sat on it. It's not the worst seat in the world. It does the job. So there's probably a couple of small other differences. I think the deck is 10 gauge as opposed to 7 gauge, so it might be a little less sturdy, but it's still got like a 5-year warranty on it or something like that, I'm pretty sure. So there shouldn't be any dramas with that. The machine comes with 2 years warranty on the machine and 2 years on the engine and 5 years on the frame and deck. So I'm sure it'll be a good machine. I did a lot of research. It took me probably a couple of months to come up with what the decision I made with the mower I was going to get. I went with Gravely. There's not much bad to be said about Gravely. I'm sure everyone's had a bad machine or a bad experience with them, but so every machine and every brand has had that. But overall and overwhelmingly, the feedback on the Gravely machines was positive. So hopefully my machine is no different to everyone else's experience with them. I'm just looking forward to getting out and using it. And we are coming into our slower season now, so it's not gonna get that much use. But I'll get it out there for a few days a week and hopefully get some hours on it and get used to using it. I had a little ride of it in the car park when I was at the dealer just now, and steering is way different to the other one. Obviously same sort of thing, levers, 0 turn, whatever, but just my machines are a bit older and had a few more hours on them, so there was a bit more play in the levers. But they were really nice, and the power was delivered really smoothly. So yeah, as I said, I'm looking forward to getting out there and using it, and hopefully the finishes. That's one thing I'm really interested to see, is how the finish is. I'm pretty sure it can't be worse than the Skag, so it should be okay. Because the Skag was pretty ordinary in that sense. As I've said though in the review video you hopefully have watched, is that there's reasons why it wasn't bad. It wasn't necessarily the machine's fault. It was more the types of areas that I was cutting that made it not so good. So yeah, I'll get some video footage of it soon, and some photos. I'll put some on this video and for everyone to see. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks guys. Peace.